Hi and welcome to Add More Zest with Diamonds. My name's Rebecca and I've got some storage to share with you today. Storage always makes me excited. So this is, would you believe, one carry case. So let me get this out the box. I have opened the top of it just due to address labels being in multiple places. But look at this monster. Look at this absolute monster. I think this would just work perfect for some of those, the likes of the Heaven and Earth design canvases. So my little dreamer's tree has 239 colours. I could fit them all in this one case. So this is a case that will hold 240 different colours of diamonds. And would you believe it? I've just looked on their website and they also have one that will hold 480. So they have one that would hold twice the amount. Technically a 480 would actually be something you could use for spare storage. You'd need two if you wanted one for square and one for round, but you could potentially have a case that held them all. I will pop links to them down below, but this is from Art Dot. So there's a link and a code down below, but I am itching to see how this works because it needs to be practical. So there's two different zips. So I'm opening the first zip on the bottom and we have full-size bottles. So we've not got the little diddy ones. So we've got full-size bottles, 10 across, 8. So that's 80 diamonds, which you could even if you had this, decided to say buy this for a Heaven and Earth design project, but then after that you weren't doing one with 240 colours, there is nothing stopping you just using these separately and having one that just holds 80. So in this section it has two different sets, one on top of each other, but they are both the full size. Quite often when you have one on top of the other you have the smaller bottles, but these are both the big bottles and they're both trays of 80. So you could use them in the case or out. I could see myself using this and having one staying out so that I can access the other one, or I would potentially use this and actually take the whole case out, use it to do whatever colours and then switch it over to do the second one, depending on what I'm using it for. But with my Heaven and Earth design I tend to work by colour, so I would take one of these out, have it on my desk, do what I needed to do, and then I would also only be working with this. I would only be working with the tray, which is a really dense, thick foam, and then it's got like a sort of velvety feel on the top, but then it is multiple layers of foam here. It's different to other ones. Other ones that I've had have just been the foam, but this does have the nice, better say, velvety feel on the top, and then we've got the soft lining inside. So let's have a look at how the top section works. I'm just going to zip it round partly just so that I don't go sending it flying. But to open the top zip, what do we have here? Oh, we have some goodies in the lid. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Is this just one? It is. So this is the other section. And again, it's the full bottles. And that is the main difference, I think, with this case compared to others. So you've got 80 and then you've got 160 in the bottom in 2 layers, giving you the 240. You also still get your storage in this top section. The bottom section is just flat, so you could store something flat there, but I wouldn't recommend storing diamonds, trays, things like that. They would go in this top section. Speaking of trays, you actually get some. So what else do we get in here? We get lots of little labels for labelling up. There is 2 sheets of those. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that's 14. So 10 by 14 gives you 140. So you've got at least enough to label all your bottles once, some of them more than that. We get a nice carton to suck up all the moisture in the case. You get a funnel. This one is a little bit square on the end, but it's a pop-up funnel and you can use that in your bottles. So that sits in the top of your bottles to help you put your diamonds in, which is really good if your hands aren't steady or if your diamonds are staticky and just being a royal pain. We all have those days where our diamonds do not behave. And then you also get, oh, it's a large tray. You get a really big, deep tray. I like these. I often have used my big tray when kitting up, so I'll pop the diamonds on there and then I can tip them in, and if they fall out, they fall into the tray. So one of the nice big deep trays. You also get a straightening tool for nudging your diamonds over. You get 4 different pens. They've all got single places, and then we have some multi places on the end. They look like 6 or 7s, possibly a 10 and a 3. You get a pair of plastic tweezers. You get a couple of the small green boats, some baggies, and loads of wax. So if you go through a lot of wax, you also get a few more stickers just in case you don't have enough. So you do get a few little extras that may or might not help you depending on where you are on your diamond painting addiction, should we say. But the case itself, so these have been around for a little bit, but not a long time. Anybody who's diamond painted for a while will know I have to use 4 different cases for my Heaven and Earth design. If this was available when I started my Heaven and Earth design, I would have used this, because then I can just use 1. So I do have a Heaven and Earth design canvas that I haven't yet started. I think I'm going to use this for that. But let's let you know the measurements of this one, because it can be hard to tell from a distance. Now I'm being generous with the measurements just to allow for zips and things like that in case you need to check what shelf it can fit on. So I'd say, being generous, 34 centimetres or just about 13.5 inches. And I say that's being generous because of the zips. You probably could push it into a shape a little bit more. 31 being generous, or 12 inches going this way. And then depth wise, in fact let me put it down there, and if I actually go up to the handle as well, let's say 21 centimetres, 8 inches, 8.5 inches, again being generous, just in case you need to measure a shelf. I would rather be a little bit more generous with the measurements. But I like the fact it's got 2 zips. I do like the fact that you can access these 2 layers without taking anything out. But then if you do need extra storage, you can take the one out from underneath. So you could have this one on your desk and then have this one to use. Or of course you could take them all out, stack them up, and when you're done, pop them all in to pack them away. It depends how you like to diamond paint and what space you have. But the fact that one of these can hold 80, I think is going to be a game changer for me. I can imagine these being used. I know I've had a couple of paintings recently where I've needed to use my 70 bottle case that I haven't finished with, so I couldn't use it twice. So having an 80 bottle, or in effect 3 80 bottle cases with the full size bottles rather than the small ones, is a bit of a game changer. So I say I will pop a link to this down below. Check out the 481 as well, because that one looks epic, and as I say, that one should hold a full set of spares. So if you don't use the photo box method or want to limit yourself to 1 bottle per lot of spares, then the 481 may be the right one for you. But yeah, I am going to have fun with this, and I think this is definitely going to be used for my next mammoth diamond painting. It has got good zips. You do get, they're actually really nice little toggles on the zips. If I can just lift it up so that you can see. But you get really nice toggles. There is some quality to this. Very similar to other ones I've had. In fact, let's pull out one of my others. So this is compared to a 60 bottle case, so you can see there is a little bit more here because they've managed to get 80 into it. There is actually, I didn't even realise, there is actually toggles on these ones as well. They just don't have a company name. But this is your sizing. It's just that much bigger to take into account that you can get an extra 20 bottles per row in these. But yeah, I'm looking forward. So you look like you're on a mission with this. Do you not think? Do you not think you're on a mission? I've seen these used for essential oils and things as well, where people don't have the bottles in and they have essential oils in here. That would be quite an epic collection. But yeah, thank you so much to Art Dot for sending me this to share with you all. As I say, I will pop a link down below that will take you to their cases. They do them anything from one that will hold 30 bottles up to their new one that holds 480 bottles, but this is the one that holds 240, which is ideal. As I say, for the likes of a Heaven and Earth design project, it's ideal. If you like to do paintings with lots of colours, I love the fact that I can have up to 3 paintings with up to 80 colours each, all stored together. And this is going to go on the shelf in my craft bookcase, ready for my next project. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below if you've got any other uses for a 240 bottle case, or even are you going to try out the 480 bottle case? Do let me know. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.